Gamers! Hello! Cocoon today. Really smooth puzzler. Is that the new... I've seen this. Everyone seems to like it. I'm gonna keep playing Disco Elysium until we finish it. I'm committing to finishing this on our streams. But I am very curious about Cocoon. So maybe down the road I will play Cocoon. What do you think of that?
Ghost
anyway, I'm gonna get a glass of water and then we're gonna get started. So, I will see you then. Okay, see you soon. Ghost. Alert. Oh, I don't hear it.
Ghost
Uh-oh,
goo
feels
ghost.
bad. I don't hear that.
Meet sibilance.
Do y'all hear it? You hear it. Why don't I hear it? Well, we'll cross that bridge later. Can I hear?
Now this is epic.
Okay, I see what's going on. I've clicked the wrong output speakers. Hopefully that'll be okay for the stream. Y'all can hear that, right? So I think we should be good. But we'll find out. Anyway, getting water. See you soon. All right, let's party. What do you say? Hello. Welcome to my Twitch stream. Abby here. How's everybody doing? Are we having a nice day? This is all tangled. I'm stressed. I am running all around. I am happy with the freedom that freelance work gives me, but I gotta say, right now, I got a billion tiny things to do all day, every day, and I'm just running all around. And what I want is I want one thing, and then maybe another thing. And then that's it. Food for thought. Also, speaking of, I think I'm gonna switch my streams to maybe 3 days a week while I'm working this other job. I think that would be much more doable and less stressful for me. How does that sound to you all? I was thinking maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those would be my streaming days. This week, though, I am going out of town this weekend for a wedding, including Friday. So I think I'm just going to do Monday, Tuesday streams this week. Just a heads up. Monday, Tuesday streams. So, yeah. I will always support less stress. Thank you, Castlelogical. Whatever works for you. You all are very kind and sweet, and I appreciate it. Thank you for being supportive. But that's the plan right now. I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be the streaming days for me. Any chance of starting a food fight at the wedding? That's fun. I'm the +1, so I will be on my best behavior at the wedding because I know it means a lot to my girlfriend. She's not the one getting married, don't worry. Also, weddings are fun. I like having a good time. They are so expensive. It's also, people who plan for weddings, it seems so stressful. And if I ever get married, my dream, congratulations, hope the objection goes well. That's funny. My dream is to, if I ever got married, to not have it be stressful in the planning. I'm sure some parts would be, but I know someone, and I think this is smart, who got engaged and then waited 3 months. They had a 3 months where they could not do any kind of wedding planning whatsoever at all within those 3 months, and they just had to enjoy being engaged, and I think that that's really nice. I feel like if I got engaged, I would, I'm saying this because I'm at the age where a lot of people are getting married, and I've been in some of them, so people are so stressed. I would be like, I would want like a day or two a week, like a day ideally. That might not be enough time, but like sit down with whoever I'm marrying and we get like order pizza and we go over like the stuff we need to plan and we just have like a date night evening, you know? Yeah. Used to work post production on wedding shows. They seem all over the place in terms of planning. Weddings? Yeah. Which wedding shows? That's fun. Were you like an editor? Is this like reality TV shows? Because that's fun. Anyway, I'm going to get started on the game. But we can still talk weddings, don't you worry. Weddings are a lot of hurry and wait. Now that I'm divorced, never again. If I get married, elopement, then casual party with friends after. That seems nice. Seems nice. I feel like so much of what I see from people, too, some people who plan their weddings, is that the wedding is like not for them. So much is like, well, my mother-in-law really wanted this thing. And like all my cousins want to be bridesmaids or whatever. And it's like, it's your wedding, dude. What do you want? Would I want a hyper-themed wedding? Absolutely not. Like, no judgment, but a little bit of judgment. But I don't ever want a themed wedding. I don't want, like, consumerism to be a part of my wedding. I realize weddings are kind of automatically a bit consumerist because it's an incredibly expensive party. But you know what I mean? Muppet wedding. What I did here, David Cross and his wife, who is an actor in her own right, whose name I'm forgetting, they got married and had, this I would want to steal. They had, like, what's it called? Celebrity impressionists at their wedding. You know, like a fake Elvis. I would want, like, a fake Ellen DeGeneres. There is a fake Austin Powers that I follow on Instagram who seems loco. Hey, officer, got a minute? Whoa, does this guy want to talk to me? What's this? So that's all to say. That's what I want. Amber Tamblyn, thank you.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
I'm gonna say sorry. Can't disclose.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
I want to say I really don't know.
Damn. I always wonder to watch yourself. Man, nothing to do now, I guess. Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
Well, I want him to be able to help. Should I have said something different? What's the plan with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Laham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Okay. The joke, I guess.
Tommy Laham was taken.
Oh, okay.
My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him.
All right, another question.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Oh, here we go. This is fun.
Wait, there's something here.
Here we go.
Stored away in some dusty corner.
A mirror's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. It's a camera. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
It's a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
Silent communion. That's good.
Where gaspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I'm just a vessel for the muse.
Right. But really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's yours.
I don't really know.
No matter. Great verses like that sometimes. Ephemeral. You might not look it. Seems you have some literary chops. Maybe there's hope for me yet.
Strange compliment.
Just messing with you. It's cool. You're an okay guy. For a cop. They're more often in the fists than rhymes, see? Let alone honesty in verse.
In a small office behind the old military hospital, hunched under the green glow of his desk light, Officer Hans Blau browses through a test print of his Futurist magazine. It's called The Futurist. The typeface on the header is too small.
No joke, man. Fuck the police. Honestly, they haven't treated me well
The
either.
lieutenant closes his eyes and lets slip a loud, long sigh.
We have fun.
If you say so, officer.
All right, well, it's all for now. That was fun. Okay. Let me check out. So we need to confront the Hardy Boys, jam mystery, report back to Joyce. Self-organize. I'm gonna go talk. I kind of want to talk to them before I talk to Joyce, but maybe we'll talk to Joyce because she'll have info on the body after this, hopefully. Oops, I can probably put the crowbar away, huh? Okay. Wedding on the beach. For a good time, but stressful. Yeah. My friend got married, and he is a man, and his wife is a woman. And they had a wedding planner, and the wedding planner was like, you know, I've never seen a man put in half the work like my friend did in a wedding. And I'm like, that is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, equal share,
You're back.
at least.
Good.
And also,
What can I help you with?
like, don't you want to plan your wedding?
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect.
Right.
What have you discovered?
We haven't leveled? Where exactly are those eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest.
Cool.
Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
I'm gonna say I already heard a connection between the lynching and the strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that
And I
moment,
killed a
they
man.
elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate
I
the
don't
humor.
really get it.
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco, is a fun answer. Say this is not
It
disco.
is very far from disco. My only hope
They
is that
7
you provide
deranged
a
superstar
single
lines. Oh,
concrete
nice.
suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute,
Oh my
while
God.
a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4
Damn.
hours.
These men work in
Did I buy the
tandem
board game?
using
Oh no, I
semi and
forgot.
fully
After this we will.
automatic firearms.
Thank you for the reminder.
Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Men wear contain them using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. She's silent for a moment, concludes, as I said, bloodbath. I can't see it happening. Too many things have to go wrong. Any bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way.
Level up, good.
One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
I'm gonna say. You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Well, he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering
we
around
know
the canal.
those.
I cannot testify by it.
What did the teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
That's actually not
Where
true.
did it take place? And when?
You weren't here for that. Sorry, Kim. You were away. But I talked to the Union people and
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightst idea.
there's a woman that we haven't
As I
really
said,
talked
it's a rumor
to
about a
at
rumor.
the what's it
In
called?
any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues
The whirling in
believe.
rags. She's like on the top floor.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
This colonel, the one who was hanged. Did you know him? Do you think do you think the lorry driver was the one who was assaulted?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice. But she had sympathy for this man.
You liked him.
Liked is a bit strong. He was the most charismatic among them. He handled all the talking. His departure left a major gap in the group's communication skills.
Talking about the guy who was hanged?
Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
How about the others first?
One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Well, it sounds like the lorry lady with the big radio.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
Nice.
That's all right, then. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him
Wait.
once.
Injury? Hold on. Combat injury on his lower jaw. Is that the bullet, you think? Did he get shot before he died? Or, like, way before, I mean? That feels like the cause of death, though. Where are the two remaining mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if
leader,
I don't
murder, bad
appear
reply.
involved.
What? Scab leader, murder, bad reply. I'm gonna say... logic.
This is so embarrassing.
Dang it.
You have no idea. There's something wrong with your brain.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez and there's a giant hulk of a man in ill-fitting clothes at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. His heart really isn't in it.
Not a terribly good actor, that one. Still,
And the other one, the Pole, must be in one of the 4-story buildings overlooking the roundabout. She was reporting back to you while we were canvassing the lorry drivers.
that would afford a good vantage point. Still,
Hello.
I hope you heed my
Gallant?
advice.
Is that
There's
right?
no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Okay. What was that about a
Yes.
bloodbath?
I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershall West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page. As grim as it may be,
What can you tell me about Colonel?
not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however.
This one's done too.
The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Yes, the vibes are very bleak. I find it a little more cynical than hopeful, but I haven't finished it yet. Maybe it ends more hopefully. I do like adding a bit of whimsy to my depressed cop. That adds a little hope for me.
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Did you contact the company, tell them to call it off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks.
That's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
How about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
Damn, we're gonna have so many breakthroughs.
For about half a minute, in silence.
I want to see how close we are to more points.
She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Let's stay quiet.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers
interesting.
of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Well, what's the use?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
Spoken to him. For now, the soul is fast inside his corpse. Nowhere. There is no soul.
An empire without an emperor.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think
Pretto
must be the
Grande.
Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, Revachol. Those are the two constants, Vredefort on the shoulder and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already
Ooh, did I
here.
level up again? No. Pretty close? Kind of.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
No brother of mine, but this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial.
Okay.
Surely there are other people
Pathetic.
to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
I need the information.
Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois.
I'm empathetic. I think we can do it.
Deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
All for the tattoos.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Thank you. All right. Well, that was useful. Oh, we got some
Honor
lowdowns.
Van Eyck. Okay, so Egghead is clearly not Van Eyck in disguise. Van Eyck is an Oronese disc jockey, but those people get around, especially in Revachol, in the clubs on Boogie Street. Perhaps he stayed here for a short stint and discarded part of the song he was working on, just threw it away, and then
Oh,
it
that's
ended
fun.
up in the Hawthorn tree. But why? Did he think it was retrograde? It wasn't. Perhaps he caught a glimpse of the future and did not want for it to arrive just yet. Perhaps the city whispered the top line to him, and he was frightened by it.
Okay.
The precarious world.
This one. Feels like a big one.
How not to lose? It is impossible not to. The world is balanced.
Okay,
on
lowered
the
by
edge of a
one.
knife.
Well, also
It's
failure.
a game of
but-
frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection,
That's
and
good though.
unpaid
Failure's
bills.
lowered by one.
You can
Hopefully.
either play, or you can crawl under a boat and waste away, turn into salt, or a flock of
It
seagulls.
does feel like an interactive book at
Your
times.
enemies
Yeah, for sure.
would love that. Or
I mean that
you can
sincerely.
fight.
That yeah, for sure.
The
Did
only
not
way
sound
to
sincere,
load
but it
the
was.
dice is to keep on fighting.
The world is very immersive. Okay, so we have 2 more things we can think about. I want to see. We can ask about the tattoos, bunch of stuff. So I don't really care that much about this. I can retry it now. Shelf, don't care about that. So I do care about this, which is interfacing. So I'm tempted to my point in this and rethink about that thing. I think it's fun. Don't care about that guy. We can retry the barbell, but care about that one. Very Windows. That one I do kind of care about. Okay, well, it's all good to know. Working on that one. Okay. So we gotta go back and talk to her. Check up on Suna. I should go back soon for that. Hopefully I can do that. I'd like to do that. Okay, this may take a while. We're working on it. Okay. Oh yeah, the meeting. About the Hardy Boys with the drug trade. Okay, we do want to do this. We want to talk to them. Scableed, I guess, is a different person, but these are all good things. We want to go buy a board game, though. Krampus, are you listening? Board game time. Oh, what is this? Old poster. Nice. A Nike poster. What we like to see. I think what I'm gonna do too. Oh, can I not level up interfacing? That's the thing I want to level up. Damn. How do I get my interfacing up? I gotta do drugs or something? I never see drugs. I'm not a drug cop. It's the only way to get interfacing up. That would be a real bummer. Well, in that case, we're about to level again. I'm gonna put my point into one of these. Oh, is this the final thing? It is. Motorway south, edge of the map. This will disintegrate. I do kind of want him to think about, what's it called? Lots of things we could potentially be thinking about. But this is about the armor, which does seem interesting, but I'm more interested in thinking about the pail. I'm going to put a point into this and think about the pail. Might be our last internalized thought. Alright, we're internalizing. Let's go buy a board game. Oh, hold on. Let me go look at this. Nice. I want to... Quick save. Board game time. Okay. Amphetamine? How do I say it? Gives you motor anxiety interfacing. Where do you get it?
A small mountain
Okay.
of colorful board game boxes.
I want to buy the board game.
choice, sir.
Let's go look at it.
In your hands, you hold
Okay, I don't wanna
brand
go
new
past
copy
5.
of the game, Suzerainty. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship,
Does Fritcha have
while a richly
amphetamines? I should
dressed
check that out.
administrator oversees their work. The exact location and time period are left deliberately vague, but it's clearly meant to represent the economic relationship between the Revacholian suzerainty and its many vassals.
Shake it.
The box has a nice heft to it. You hear the rattle of what treasures wait in store. Even before you open it, You can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player
Plastic wrap.
The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical
Okay.
romance. There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick,
Alright,
full-color
so with the medical
rulebook
alcohol
and
also
more
sells
than
meth.
a dozen
Okay.
pouches of various
I
wooden
don't really want to do
components.
drugs though. I'm sad that I'm not going to think hard on the cryptids because I really want to, but
Savor
not
that
enough to
new
do
board
drugs.
game
It feels
smell.
not true
A
to my
mix of
character.
wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard.
Rulebook.
Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory
How
points.
do you get
That's
victory
where
points?
the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners.
Read it.
Remember, there are many paths to victory in Suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it wholeheartedly. The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex. With a series of tables and appendices, you open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several
out
punch
cardboard
boards.
pieces.
Each cardboard token makes a satisfying chick as you pop it out. Soon,
Nextlander's
a neat pile of
rating.
cardboard
Hello,
coins
Nextlander.
and
We are playing a
counters
game
has
within a
accumulated
game. I'm learning the
before you.
rules of Suzerainty, the board game.
What?
And then we're going to play with
You're
Kim.
not going to offer to let me
Oh,
mention
sorry,
your demo?
dude. I'm sorry. Check out the wooden tokens.
In addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens.
Yes, Kim is
each
incredibly
representing
patient.
one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Sephre, orange apricot tokens.
Okay.
Oh, those are nice.
Nice. Put the
You
components
hold
away.
the open game
Wanna
box. The
play?
lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes
Hello,
go wide.
Gaming Gumper.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
I'm gonna put the game away. Unfortunately, I agree. But eventually, I'd like to try playing with him. Let's talk to you. Do you know anything about tattoos?
Hello again, esteemed.
All right, bye. 1 to 6.
Hello,
Eventually,
sir.
we can go back.
How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet?
Yeah. Found a way into the doomed commercial area.
Oh, that's great. I hope exciting adventures lie ahead.
Nice.
And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid.
Thanks. See you around. Okay, eventually we'll go back to that board game, but there's some things we gotta do. First things first, I'm gonna call up the station, see if they've run
Inside,
the armor
you see a
report
set
yet.
of steering levers,
And
a
then-
radio microphone.
I think I'm gonna go.
57, how may I assist?
Connect to-
Just a
Oops,
moment.
that's not what I wanted.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Found my badge.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then.
Okay.
Over. Roger that. 10-10, over
Okay.
and out.
Radio.
Precinct 57.
Armor.
Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be
Connect
frustrating.
me to Sylvie.
Just a Sylvie, yes. Hello?
It's the
Oh,
police
great.
again.
What else do you need to
Okay, well, I guess that's
You hear
it.
Anything else I can help?
Done.
57.
In the cabin,
Okay,
you see
well.
a
It's not helpful. Okay, let's travel to the church. I have a bunch of stuff done. Let's travel to the church, and then we will come back to here and talk to all the guys who hate our guts. What do you say? Great. Okay, we need to check in with both of them. Oh, let's talk to you.
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater. And no, it's got nothing to do with Contact Mike.
I wasn't going to...
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got a stage under
I forgot
control.
about Contact Mike. I should have pushed back on it. It's more whimsy cop.
Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers.
Now can you tell me about the associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour.
Hey, Matsuna.
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? But earlier today she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures.
Okay.
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some
he talks to
thing going
Noid.
on. Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow.
What does he do
Who
up there?
knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that. Who do you want to know about? Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work.
Okay.
Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent. I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
Relax, we're police officers, but we're... Okay. Let's say on life?
Yes.
Okay,
Anyway,
so your boyfriend?
yes.
How about the others?
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest
Delicious.
of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about
Also
him,
delicious.
but Noid and the rest are from Forberg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Palaceum. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Yes.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. In a shop somewhere.
What kind of mindset is
He
that?
abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself.
And you?
Sir, I abide by the law.
A strange feeling. Every now and then, something feels off about the way she speaks. She doesn't change tone, but you feel as though there's more about her than she lets on.
Pilgrimage.
It's just something poor Forberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock. I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Let's say I haven't.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
Might just do that.
Yeah. I hope you do.
How about the
Who
others?
do you want to know about?
What's the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
What do you think he's doing when he yells all that stuff? Where's he from? Where's he from?
Actually, we don't know where he's from. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forberg. Or maybe even Coal City.
The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until
Min
he
Max
didn't have a
rated
shred
me.
of voice
Hello,
left.
Min Max.
When the sun came up over the mines.
How you
There are
doing?
mines?
Oh, also
Yeah.
I missed
It was in
yeah,
Coal
jeez.
City.
Thank you for subscribing earlier. Totally missed it. Anyway, Xlander, what were y'all playing? Also, Min Max, what were you playing? Hope everyone's doing well. We're playing Disco Elysium, and I'm playing as Empathy. My cop is empathetic. He's an art critic. He's sorry. Ah, John, damn it. Thank you for the gift sub. I appreciate it. Just chatting. Nice. Okay, continue.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound
I
all
like
the way
going for the
back.
whimsical
Couldn't
stuff.
even speak.
A little bit silly, sense of humor. I'm gonna try to play a board game with Kim before this day, I guess, is done.
It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was.
I think this game's pretty good.
I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet.
I think day 1 is the worst part of it, and then I think it gets better.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. You wish you'd been there.
What does he think he's doing?
Oh, that. He's the party boy. And Nordic music
boy.
doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock.
Pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Alright. I say no offense taken.
Anyway.
We don't want to pander to children.
You still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
How about the others?
Who do you want to know about?
Yourself.
Me? Again?
Yes.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. It really reminds you of something.
What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
There's more to you than you let on.
All right. There is.
All right, fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Catch the silver bird. Okay, 3% reaction speed. Well, that's it for now. Do we have anything that's good for reaction speed? Reaction speed. Guessing not. Put this shirt on because I like it better. Yeah, we'll just leave it. I won't pester her about it. I can always level up reaction speed. Which I'm not against. I don't know what else to level, honestly. Oh, sugar. Oh no, this is still happening. Okay, good. I got worried. Well, let's keep talking to the others. I'm gonna let's talk to her first. And then we can talk to the rest.
Yes, what is it?
How's the project?
What? What did you say?
How's the project?
Hear you. The music is too loud.
How's the project?
Oh, the project. It's not going well.
Why?
There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I'm gonna say, why don't you ask him?
He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care.
I'll talk to him.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay, bye. Okay, we got this. Hardcore!
Church, the place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
He stands on stage, behind a table, nodding. The other real deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in, with the number 4.5 written next to it.
Please route as soon as signal.
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
3.5.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter.
Oh no. We're going to be in this church forever.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here. Hang on. This is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound.
Good to know.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Egg, the music?
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the Arno for just a sec. for a special.
All right,
scheduled
everyone,
event.
buckle up.
The honor will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. All right, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
Okay. Well, I want to talk to him about something.
God is
We thought
close
about
by,
what's his face.
but maybe he doesn't have good enough ears. Let me turn it up so we can look.
I like the church.
Yeah! Back on the case. No disgrace.
Say
the
likes
first
it.
page of the second chapter.
Nice.
Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate, more like.
Okay. See you later, Egg. Alright, we did it.
Yes,
Crank
what
it.
is it?
You can now unmute your speakers.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit?
Maximum! Maximum is the only way!
Alright, well, I think we got our answer.
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master!
Glue style? Okay. There literally is no other way.
Oh no.
The mixing desk is glued to maximum.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
I think what he's saying is the button is stuck.
Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count
Alright,
of 5.
plug your ears.
Everyone ready?
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready. Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically.
Let's do it.
Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large, somehow.
Hold on.
What?
Well, let's do it. Let me say, dang it. Alright, well, let's do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
This fragile world is about to break.
It's getting louder.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
Never heard anything that's hardcore.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to earth! Love!
Below it, all the base grows, like the jaws of a giant
Turn it off.
oppressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all. It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Ooh, I'm tempted to be like, keep it going. I want to see what'll happen. I don't remember the last time we saved. I'm gonna say, let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, we all die or something, and then I'm gonna say, don't panic.
Beautiful car! Beautiful life!
Shit! It
doesn't stop.
Well, saving is
A
hardcore
seal?
if
Have you?
we die. I'd like to keep playing the game. Oh, she can't anyway.
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor. The place is gonna come down.
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Huh. I feel like I gotta commit. I gotta commit to just being like, let's see what happens.
But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
Good work, Egghead.
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Okay.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
Kim, did you hear that?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
What was that?
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically, I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems
Damn, that was wild.
in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
Going to write Sulislaw?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers.
That it wasn't her fault.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
What happens now?
Stay here. I'm going to
Nice,
stay
level
here
up.
with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
Cool.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere
Okay.
deep in you know. The person you were knows.
I mean, let's give it a go. I could... This is a white check I can read. I'm gonna say... I'll let you work in peace for now. Get some Logic's clothes on. One of these will help with Logic. You! Okay, ooh, Logic. Okay, now. Logic. We got our thinking clothes on. This is 2 Logics. We'll keep that one. Alrighty. Plus 4 Logic. That feels pretty good. We're gonna save just because... Not to save scum this. This has been a minute.
Yes, what is
But
it?
now my brain closed. Oh yeah, here we go. Logic.
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago.
Wait, how?
These thoughts formed in you somewhere, in a long-forgotten discussion, behind a kitchen table. in the evening light, drinking coffee and smoking with a friend.
Oh, I should have had a cigarette. Is the origin point of it is the origin point of the pail.
What?
The swallow. It's how it starts. It's baby pail.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
I say no. We're 20 meters from the very edge.
She looks up into the darkness under the nave, then back at you.
Pale is only in effect a transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing.
It's less than nothing.
No.
The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all this never was.
Then the Pale is...
Simply a gradient, whatever the hell
But
that
the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the Pale is not.
One day when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold. Erupting in points inside the world.
Damn. This is one of those
According
places.
to this, how long?
Till it starts swallowing? It's already started, starting with sound.
And information.
Oh,
Causing
yeah.
data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
An intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear aside.
Nice.
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM
knows how to think this.
Didn't form in a church formed around it. I think I've had this thought before, that's how I
An
know.
amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes,
you.
it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
Didn't form in a church. The church formed around it.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus. Or a containment facility of some kind. Built by the first settlers.
Yes, acting on an instinctual level or religious practices we've forgotten.
I have considered the same. The bad news is there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of Revachol settlement. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
All the failed businesses in the doomed commercial areas, all the failure in
You think
Martinez.
the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even say software development?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
Yeah, even the revolution. Sure,
I
why
told
not?
the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
Maybe they don't know.
I told them. But no, normal office buildings are bourgeois.
Okay, conclude.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest, some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but...
Man, you will certainly see.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Perhaps not.
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out!
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthropomedic detection to perform in this district.
One mystery still needs solving radio ghosts.
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we worked there. It must be anthroponetic crosstalk, the one you get in radios and long-distance calls.
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the time.
Really?
It's quite common, actually. When the signal
I like that
gets
Kim's
routed
kinda into
through
this.
Pale, All kinds of irregularities.
This really has nothing to do with what we're doing, but I've enjoyed this little storyline.
Or the voice of your former lover. Or an echo of an event that took place 100 years ago. Pale is a shroud of memories, and it doesn't really distinguish to whom those memories belong to. You could hear anything.
That makes sense.
Anytime.
Hey, found that 2mm hole again.
The swallow, you mean?
Oh, that's all I wanted to know.
Great. Thanks.
Okay, I'll let you work in peace. Well, neat. I'm gonna do a save, and then I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute break. I'll be right back. We will be continuing on. So don't go anywhere. See you very soon. Alright, we're coming back. Don't be scared. Here's the gameplay music back up. And we're in! Okay. So, are you new? You're someone we've already talked to. I think you're someone we've already talked to.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got...
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me,
Oh.
I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Nice.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the base. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
I'm gonna say... better here than that tent. It wasn't safe. I kind of want to say I did it for mankind. Because it's part of like, I'm like, hey, these kids needed help. I helped the kids. You know, they were going to do drugs otherwise. I'm going to say better here than the tent. That feels like that sort of encompasses it.
Okay.
What he means is, you're right, actually. The tent was a safety hazard, and this place was deserted anyway.
Whimsy Cop helps mankind, exactly. Noid, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
You say that as a carpenter yourself?
I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a reckoner and a leveller. Made me a bit manic, you know. I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side dance community these days.
Understood.
The material knowledge is mega though. Guild shit. Teaches independence.
How old do you think the church is?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature.
He means something paranatural.
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
Do you mean the sound anomaly?
Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world.
What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism. Lawmonger, huh? It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
I'm an art cop.
Art of core.
What's the architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
I'm gonna say marriage is great. Marriage is sacred.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Church isn't painted white as far as I can
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean. Then
what do you mean, dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother.
Jeez.
Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sense
Very
that
married,
she could
you
no
know,
longer
it's a
see
little
them,
unclear.
and that she wasn't
We have hints
like
to a failed
anymore.
relationship, but
what they loved in their mother
it hasn't
weren't
been
her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
What you're saying is religion stopped being hardcore?
It never was. A 3,000-year-old regime of history, built by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false to the core.
Married to the law,
the way
exactly.
He says it, the force in false core is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
Can you propose dance music will supplant the system?
Anodic dance music.
How do you like the glass work?
I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye.
Mind your words. Don't like the stained glass.
I didn't know it was in here. We have to get rid of it.
No.
Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
Interesting.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love. Mass murder on the floor.
Resettlement programs are totally okay. I do feel there's something terrifying about her. Is she supposed to be embodiment of the world spirit? Would you say she was, you know, human?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Let's say they hate this too and point to me.
They loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
Okay. A sense of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass produce billions of humans.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life.
I do feel there's something terrifying about her.
Kind of it. There is.
Sorry for talking over you, Noid.
She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Keep it. Keep beautiful, sharp shards. Keep her face and her hair.
The speed freak's eyes narrow with suspicion.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing.
I'm done talking about her.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic. Overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
Say I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
How are you settling in?
Hard to say, Cop Man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. I did get to talk to the Crabman. Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown. The dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
What do you mean?
The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. Good thing you didn't squash him.
What did he tell you about the church?
The Crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
You mean there are dead bodies in here?
Not like a literal sarcophagus.
Okay. What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the Crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs. Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church, surrounding it, to contain it.
Contain
I
what?
don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either.
Probably the
what
big
it does,
silent
but
spot,
it's what
the
this
pail.
Sona person is looking for. It'll be fruitless though. Seems to be the
fail.
trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
Doomed commercial area.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead.
If there's any merit to the
a
theory?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer. Maybe you can figure things out, Cop Man. I think we got on a good level here.
Alright, take care, Noid. You don't need to ask why you're suspicious. I get it. Lose the audio here? No, not really. Nothing cool about Noid's favorite. Yeah, I like Noid. We were vibing.
It's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? Ecstatic vibrations. Now, the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective?
I'm gonna ask Estelle.
How about something simple? Like the club?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a
I
morning
feel like
after the
Egghead's
rain.
got the good ideas, but... Suna?
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
Kim?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
Okay, Kim.
An underground place with no name?
Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
Egghead.
Yakokata! Yakokata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg.
Hardcore! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger. The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia!
It's not amnesia, guys.
Okay. Alright, Andre, what about you?
Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Alright, I got some ideas.
Yes, you should do it, Detective. Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
I think I've come up with a name.
You have? Well, what's the
Disco
name?
Elysium. We'll do Disco Elysium.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean?
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
Disco Core.
Well said, Always Be Clothing. Thank you for the 23 months. I appreciate it.
And short.
It's settled then.
Nice.
Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion
you
to
doing,
celebrate
Andre?
the name.
Oh, nice.
Someone.
I'm dancing.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be
Another level up.
dancing.
We have 2 skill points. Okay, we need to spend them.
Yes, my man.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with rude,
Yeah, I gotta
ordinary waves thump against your ribcage? The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but the beat is still so weak. What if you rerouted the terrifying audio assault that the lead programmer's microphone setup picks up through this compressor?
Okay. We gotta get up our savoir-faire. That's it for
Goodbye,
now.
officer.
We're gonna try this again, and we are gonna freaking dance. Okay, everyone. Here we go. We're gonna get some drama up if we're dancing. Okay, not those. Electrochemistry, this seems right. I mean, that's just a party hat right there. A little bit of drama. Okay. Those are +1. Could be worse. Alright, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, we're still thinking about stuff. Let's try this again. I'm not gonna save scum. I just like saving. Oh, you know what? Can we even put one into? No, we're full. Damn, we really need to level. I don't know what to level. I feel like leveling visual calculus. We get minus bonuses, so I'm gonna level one up there because we can. We have 3 level up points.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Alright, well, it's still 3%, but let's give it a try.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repairs some of the damage done by battles lost. Salvation.
Okay, well, we can try again another time. Alright, that's it for now. Good work, everyone. So we've got points to level up with. We need to confront everyone. Trying to figure out, do y'all have suggestions of where I could put stuff? I could up my authority. I'm supposed to up my authority with those dudes, but I kind of am happy being a cop with absolutely no authority. You can forget bad thoughts that give negative effects. I know, but I like all my thoughts. Eventually I might forget some thoughts, but I like the thoughts. You hoard points for impending rolls. Okay. Not a bad idea. Rerolls, yes. Okay, let's travel back to here. Let's talk to the scab leader. And then we'll talk to those guys. And then maybe, just maybe, hold up. We will, what's it called? Play the board game.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Ooh, okay, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna put some empathy clothes on. It's just fun. One empathy. Okay, encyclopedia is good. Look at this. I just went to rhetoric, but I'm okay with that. I like these shoes. These are empathy shoes. It's good for us. I don't like the rain slicker. Again, I like having no authority. Okay, this all feels good to me as far as outfits go. Yeah.
Right to work! Right
Shivers
to
and Inland
work!
Empire. People love
Shame
Shivers.
on
I haven't
you!
put a ton into Shivers. Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
It just has to be said. That was not a convincing line.
Hell no.
Fucking loincloth.
Loincloth? Now you see, that's not really what a scab would say, is it? Better not to press the issue further, sire. He
Didn't say anything, but I'm gonna say okay.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right to work dance
Might be a mistake.
back on.
But we're gonna try.
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Of course, yes. Forget about it.
Actually, I think we should maybe even get going now.
He clearly does not think poking the hornet's nest is a
Okay,
wise plan.
that's a good idea. Gonna leave now. Bye. Sorry. All right. Well, we tried it and we got scared. We were like, "This is scary," and we gotta go. I don't want to do drugs, but I do want to think about.
A colorful the bottles wink at you in that dark green glass. All in vain.
Okay, alcohol is not what I want. There's a bunch of sirens happening. I don't know
A
if
small
you can hear
cabinet
this.
on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all
Okay, here.
Help.
I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Get
Okay,
some morale.
here.
Right, bye. Do I have any guitar? I don't think so.
The tear machine
All right, bye. Okay. Let's save. Oops. Part of me wants to try again with
Looks like
what's its face.
the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Dr. Joyce. Ooh. What does my notes say? Confront. See what Titus has to say about it. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Key.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
So you do the honor.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
It's disgusting. You're admitted to profiting off poisoning your own people.
Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
My answer is... fuck off.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's...
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
I talked to Joyce.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
They forget I mentioned it. It was probably nothing.
Goddamn right, it's nothing. The fuck are they gonna do?
It's probably more like 2,000 or 3,000. But whatever keeps their spirits up.
Okay, I'm gonna take off now. Alright, I don't know if that was useful or helpful, but I've done it. So... okay. Honestly, I have fewer things on here than I would think. Murder weapon, tattoos. Let's go talk to you. Got anything new to say?
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Are you Lizzie?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands.
Leah told me about you.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
What are you gonna do to me?
What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. If anything, it is the RC.
We'll talk later. What about this door still? Okay. Do you know anything?
Can I help you?
Alright, goodbye. You need to pass the authority check. Okay. Well, I don't want to.
The door is closed.
I could... okay. I kind of like having no authority, though. I don't know if that ruins the game. Like, can things still move forward if I have no authority? Alright, we can put a couple of points into authority. So let's do that. We're just gonna try to have some authority. Because I think that's what the game needs me to do. I think that's a check that I have to pass. I think you do the more bonuses you get from that for that check. Okay, so let's level up authority. Except, let me put on some authority clothes. Do I have any? think a lot of these are probably getting rid of some authority. This is. Okay. This is like my uniform. We'll put that on. Put this on. Every point I put in gives you another chance to try it. Okay, well I did 2 points. Does that mean I get to try twice, or I should have waited for 1? This feels like authority move. Okay. I don't have any negatives on authority as far as I can tell. Actually, I want my empathy shoes back on. So I could try it 3 times. Okay, great. Last time I did this, it was bad.
What is it?
Oops. I'm gonna save really quick. I'm not gonna like save scum this at all, but I'm gonna take off now. Good to try the reroll, then bump if you fail. Too late now though. Okay, well, that's fine.
It's you again. What is it?
Okay, well, it's so much higher now.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco,
Where have
does
I
this
seen
look
this
familiar?
before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
Okay, I get it. You guys really are the authority.
Huh?
You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
No, I got so drunk. Okay, well, no, just big fan of beer. I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea. Okay. How to do my job like you. Okay, yeah, sure. Number 2.
You saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what?
Interesting to hear
What do
him
you
say
want from
titties,
me?
but
We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
it's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help. Someone's been raped. She needs counseling. We need to talk to her. It's about the victim.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
All right.
You want to help her, cop? Fine.
This
I'm
is
gonna let
one
you
thing
help
I don't love about the game is they have these skill checks, especially early on. Remember all the ones that you're like being sexist and disgusting and whatever? And it's like, well, the whole point is you get to choose which ones you want to do. And it's like, well, I don't want to be an authoritarian. And then it's like, well, the game seems to be kind of stalled out if you don't. So that's where I'm frustrated with this game with the checks sometimes, which is like, you can't have me be punished for being encouraged to do a skill check early on in the game, or these skill checks that are just really vile and not ones I want to do. And then have me have to do these skill checks later on where if I don't, it seems like I'm sort of blocked out from things, and they don't seem to be in line with the character that I'm creating. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you even need to do this one to beat it. I'm sure I believe it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you want to help her, cop? Fine, I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect.
If you don't, if you question her, harass her,
There's an achievement for never getting the body down from a tree. Oh my god.
pain, buddy.
What is her name?
He gets really mad about that. Not reasonable.
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due, with an O-U.
Shit. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Alright, well, let's try some composure.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name. but no one notices. Your spine is too damn straight. None of these people would ever suspect you've met her. Calm, normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
What was her relationship?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship.
Something is off here. His anger is possessive.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
Hey, when did it happen?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again.
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
What's your relationship with her?
I know her.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months.
So she's not from around here.
You mean Revachol? Nah, she's an immigrant. Or a drifter of some sort.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck that...
Shut up, Angie.
Titus gives them both a look.
You said you partied.
They fall
What does
silent.
it mean?
What do you think I meant?
Sex, drugs, and karaoke?
Yes, yes, and no. Got something to say about it?
Not really.
God damn it. Get it over with.
I think I know her.
You don't know her.
I'll say nothing.
Good boy.
Okay, well, I'll talk to her.
Remember what I said.
Alright, gonna take off now. Okay. They changed the voice actors. I don't know. Was there drama there? You don't have to get into it. Knock knock. Oh, this is weird.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere.
Close. Bell, bell. Oh, ooh. Is it weird if I take her bottles? I'm going to anyway. I don't need the money anymore, but you know. I don't think there's drama, it's just temporary voices being replaced with professional actors. Oh, okay, cool.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass.
And your fingers are crossed.
Untarnished
I wonder if
golden
it was
halo,
recently replaced.
smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer.
Window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh, so nice.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
Kim is one of the few who kept the same voice actor. Good.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Is there a cleaning lady? I think I need one. Proceed politely.
Oh yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
I'm gonna say Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Kim
Sorry.
Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
This does not come as good news to him.
Sorry.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
I'd say I've very little idea of what I'm doing.
You're doing just fine. After all, your path has led you back to me.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Oh, jeez. What's your name for the record?
Clausier Amandu.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese. Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
Are you from Oranje?
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
What is Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
Understood.
It's the past. People can't go back to the past.
Thankfully, it's implied.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Can we take a look at your passport?
I'm afraid you can't.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
How do I know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausier Mondu. It's
Fair
a
enough.
weird name.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
I'll say okay then.
Okie dokie.
Ooh, I guess what do you do?
Something stupid. Oranese lit. Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
What's it about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
All right, well, what do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Wow, played it shortly after getting sober. I could totally see how that'd be very moving. How do you make money then? I'm just gonna say cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Well, thank you.
The record. So official.
Well, this is a... I don't know. Kind of indelicate way to get to it, but okay.
It's a bit early in the morning for rate, isn't it?
Oh, it's 6 in the evening, but okay.
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
And what does that mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Ooh. What did happen?
We partied.
You mean like a birthday party? What kind of partying? The kind I do? Pointing at my own face. Sure.
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this?
Oh, it is. Yours.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
It seems like Titus likes her and was jealous. That's
What else?
my new theory, but we'll see.
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
You were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs. At the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
Okay. Must have been hard for you seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window.
So this is like targeted
in
for
my
her
dreams.
too.
A bitter cringe. It hurts.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
Nice. Say nothing.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it how?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it.
So, she's Scott's mystery phone cutter.
And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to.
Still, that's pretty clever tampering.
Pretty nifty.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented.
Why go through all the
I
trouble?
don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell me about him?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know... hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
I've also seen him in a dream.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She sees them in each other's arms.
You're in each other's arms.
Yes. And then he's dead. His mouth agape.
I see him as me.
She dips the cigarette in the lighter's flame and inhales.
I can see the similarity, yes.
Funny.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you.
Wow.
Let's move on.
What did they hang him for? I would say, why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theatre craft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday
Where were
night?
you?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
Okay. What did they hang him for?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Damn. How did the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for Union members. Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Thanks for telling us all of this.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head back downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion?
Before we go, a little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
I have a personal question.
Yes. You're just one room away.
Good. Yes. This means she could have heard something. Like what you were doing before you blacked out.
Were you there Sunday night? You know what I did before I lost my memory?
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions. Like...
Oh, sorry.
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Okay, sorry. More about this so-called assault, I guess?
Not my favorite topic.
Okay,
but
well, that's it.
How about we,
Nice room.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
What are you doing here in the whirling in rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Whirling.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell.
That window is new.
The lieutenant makes a note in. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
Other questions?
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Turn to this later.
Why not?
Let's try. Do I have anything that's good for volition? I have +1 already. It's from. Okay, the neck. Okay. Volition, volition, volition. And then we can put a point into it if we fail. I should have a point ready to go. Okay, well, let's give it a try.
Officer.
Soft,
great.
light brown eyes look back at you, directly
Wasn't it
into
a
the
red
space
check?
behind
Well,
your eye
if
sockets.
it was.
You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
What?
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring stiff. You too. Me? What did I do?
I'm just going insane, I guess.
These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info. You can't trust them anymore.
Oh, I say I knew something was
I'm
off.
sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Does this mean she's been lying to me?
Yes. Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is.
Okay, so dramas?
She is a lady. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies. That is correct. And omissions too.
Can I trust that guy?
A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with
Can I
her.
trust them ever again?
Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them, just not with her. A light green speck and imperfection on the outer rim of her right iris. It sparkles.
Plan.
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised.
Okay. Which ones exactly are effective?
There's no way of knowing. All of them. Bullshit, man. Especially that guy. No fucking way, man. Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory. Truth. Softness. How it always does. Through subtlety.
What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. No. It's better to know you're being played than
Hide
to be
myself
played
long enough, let's
without
get
knowing.
back to it.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
I close my eyes, nothing will pass.
For a second, her face disappears from your cornea. Only a silvery negative remains. Still smiling. A tired smile.
Talk to you about your room again.
Yeah,
Window is new.
it is.
The lieutenant, he finds the answer
Alright, well, other questions?
Alright.
I don't know. I guess I don't know what more to say about it. If it's maybe not the most accurate, but let's
Not
do
my
this.
favorite topic, but okay.
Let's say, are you sure? I don't like this question, but
I'm 89% sure.
you're not entirely
You know
sure.
how it is.
Do you?
Do I?
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium, not raped here.
Sounds like something happened and you don't want to acknowledge it.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted.
You get the feeling she might be.
Well, I guess that's that.
How about we, you know...
Turn to this later. Is he flies? Oh, Kim's got something to say. Oh, we should do it not near her. We'll go downstairs. Kim and I will talk. Oops, and then... Perhaps, how do I get downstairs? Okay, then we can wrap up for the day.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us.
Why did she tell us all
what else
that?
could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I have reason to doubt my ability to see through her eyes.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something's off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming.
Yeah, I do want to try the board game.
Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Okay. Is that what he wanted to talk about? I'm gonna assume so, but we'll try talking to him again.
Yes?
Okay, nothing. Talk to the Hardy Boys real quick. I have to log off for the day. But I do want to play the board game before we go to bed. But I think that might be a long thing, so that might be for tomorrow's stream. Oh, let me look at the window.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. You see 2, maybe 3 bushes grown into a single thicket.
I'm gonna avert my gaze and then perception. Perception. Is this negative perception? Yes, it is. Just checking, just checking. Plus, oh, minus. Okay, is this plus visual calculus? Perception. Okay. That might be what we got for now. Okay.
Behind the dockworkers, a
Deceptive
ceiling
boots
height
makes
window.
sense. You get it.
You see 2, maybe 3 bushes grown into a single thicket. Over a period, nothing.
Damn.
Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman.
Okay.
Motionless.
Can I?
The wind in the yard doesn't
Perception.
reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window.
Okay. Try again.
Behind the dock, you see 2, maybe 3. There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the
Ooh,
blackness
ooh,
of
that's
the
probably for the
thicket,
door. Yes.
hanging from it, a bronze key. Someone hid the key in the bush and attached the yellow ribbon to make it easier to find. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it.
I'm gonna keep the
Sure.
bush. I don't know which one. He's just gonna be mean either way. I'm gonna try grabbing.
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here.
Sorry, fucko.
I'm gonna enjoy.
With a loud, the key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun.
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Thank you. Oh, the old man helped us. Okay. Thank you.
Don't thank me. I don't give 2 shits about...
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands.
I don't know why this key was hanging outside.
Didn't even know it was there.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there
Wonder what
It
doors
could
does
open
it
the door in the kitchen.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
The blue door.
It's worth a try.
Okay, we're gonna open the blue door real quick. And then we're gonna try.
You see a heavy... The key fits the dimple lock.
Cool.
It takes a bit of effort to dust. Rises, but
Cool.
no. Smells like engine grease and cut wood.
Workshop. It's big. Ooh, pinball machine. I'll leave my clothes on as they are. Okay. Ooh. Right. What's this?
Over there,
Pinball.
in the corner. Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's
Cameron, you
lit.
see what I'm seeing?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
You played it?
A little.
Feels like a lot.
Pull it out.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering. Get the game on, Fingerboy.
Oh, that's what
Those
they gave us.
flippers
Five.
are
Oh,
ready.
this is fun. Read the
Above
text.
the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill.
Okay.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb.
What's all the goats?
Think of them as balls.
Insert a coin.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, go, Fingerboy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
What kind of guy was he then?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
That is not cool.
He also hit his wife
Oh, jeez.
and kids. But you seem to be having fun.
Pretty good at this.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board.
Concentrate.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky
How do they
fog.
replace that though?
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid nihilistic finale.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and this can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound.
Okay, it can be done.
Eyes
Just
are
watch.
used.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too.
Alright, it's a red
You
check.
will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
Alright, let's try.
Now, if you can't even see it. The last goat plummets
well, I'm
into
glad
the
we
fog
tried.
with almost suicidal glee. There goes nothing.
Alright, well that was fun. Okay, let's... Oop.
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back
On
in.
your finger.
Feels like it might jump back to life any moment.
Swipe the aura.
Some kind of inane pinball theme.
The lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines.
Looks like you don't enjoy pinball.
No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on.
He doesn't.
What about the other one?
No. You can't fire them up.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now.
What am I thinking about? I'm gonna say let's move on. What was that check? Oh, I don't think I've got it. Alright, well that's fine. I'm doing to get my empathy shoes back on. Cause I like them.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the
Check his
ceiling.
encyclopedia. Oh, I
There
went
is
to my
a control
encyclopedia
panel
glasses
to your
back on.
right.
Thank you.
And the maintenance
I don't know if
card
I can
under
do
the
that
control
check
panel
again.
reads, last
Or-
maintenance, 10th July, 88.
Look at the elevator
There
controls.
are large rectangular buttons. monter, descendre, and an...
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
Literally was maintained a long
At the
time
end
ago.
of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
Also gone for good. All right, well that's fine.
It appears this whole
It's a little bit annoying,
enthusiasm
but
is sarcastic.
Wonder what it's used for.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
Okay, let's go up. Oop. Alright, this is gonna be where we have to call it. I want to keep playing. Tomorrow, we'll do the board game. We'll do all this other fun stuff. I'm excited to explore it, but for now, I have to go, unfortunately. Let's see who's streaming. Thank you all for hanging out again. We will be back on Tuesday. That'll probably be the last stream for the rest of this week. Like I said earlier, I think we're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday streams from here on out. I won't be able to do this Wednesday, but something to keep in mind. In the meantime, let's raid Lobos Jr. I'll see you all there. Goodbye, friends.